It's time to get your clicks fix.
Hello, welcome back to Clicks Fix. I'm Rory, and again, it's been 2 days since I last played with these pint-sized plastic people. Doing two videos in one day. If you didn't notice, at least by my attire, I don't know if I'm going to get this video up the same day as the other one, but 2 days after our local pre-release for Smash and Destroy, all the stuff has been spoiled, everything from the set, so I've been looking at it. And today we're going to be doing my top three figures from each rarity. And so I've been doing this for several sets now. And I'm moving just to top three, just to keep my videos a little bit shorter. Started out with top five, and then Collector's Trove said, no, that would be ridiculous for this set size. And I think we're just going to stick it at top three. But this is a fun one. I initially wasn't really like Smash and Destroy. I like Hulk, but I'm not a huge Hulk fan. Um, but especially coming after Spider-Verse, Spider sets are like my jam. So I'm still way into that. So that wasn't a huge draw, but did the pre-release, been looking at the figures, and it's a fun set. If nothing else, I think it's a fun and pretty well balanced internally set. Uh, with it's not all just people that smash and destroy. It's other people that assist those or clean up after those. So there's a wide variety of types of characters still in this set, which I appreciate. Let's yeah, just get started off. Remember, I don't do primes in this because primes are pretty much always going to be top tier, at least in their rarity. So I kind of just don't include them, and there's not enough of them to make like a top three list out of what, four prime figures or whatever it is. So yeah, not worrying about primes for this list. But for the commons, my third favorite common is actually three of them. And I think you'll understand when I name it. It's the Hulk, but I like all the A, B, and C figures. I've played against the C figure in sealed, and he's solid, especially if you can work the other ones up into him. But I really like just the concept of these guys. But I'm counting them as one figure. The A version is 50 points, the B version is 70 points, and the C version is 100 points. But they each have this trait where Hulk is bigger. When Hulk KOs an opposing character of 30 points or more after resolutions, you may replace him with a character named Hulk of 70 points or less. That's on the A version. So then you can bump him up to the 70. He has the same thing, but then it goes to 100. But the B version has a special attack, which is Quake, that does 3 damage instead, which is appropriate for the Hulk, I think. And then at the 100 version, he has that special willpower, but if he grew into that one, it's basically giant size willpower without being giant size. And he's also got a special attack, Quake, but his characters are dealt 3 damage instead. Again, like the other one, but when Hulk knocks back an opposing character, knockback damage dealt to that character is penetrating, which I like. And he's just got some really solid stats, really solid numbers all around. You can just play him at 100, and he is pretty dang good. So, yeah, all those three together, I would say I'm counting them as my third favorite common. The next one, that's the order of all these things. I have this list on HC units in the scratch space, but the scratch space used to just like put it in order of as you entered it, but now it's all in alphabetical order. So it's got my rarities all mixed up. Okay. Oh, yep, there it is. My second favorite common is Hawkeye. I haven't played with him, played against him, and he's good. And I knew he was going to be good when I saw him. He's only got this one trait where when Hawkeye attacks, characters on a lower elevation than him modify their defense -1. It's an extra, you know, ability to hit them, which he hardly needs because on his top click, he's doing a running shot with precision strike, 12 attack, 18 defense, and 3 damage with range combat expert. So it's really a 13 attack for 4 damage, seeing through elevation and hindering. 75 points. That's what I would expect to spend for this kind of a character, at least his top click. He is really good. His only real downside is he's not very good defensively. He has no defensive power for his top 4 clicks. So if somebody gets up and is able to lock him down and land hits on him, he goes down fast. But if he can keep the range, and he's got a 6 range, which is decent these days. Yeah, Hawkeye is solid. Let's move on. My favorite commons, again, series of commons, is going to be Absorbing Man with 7. So we won't even include the G, which is a bronze tab, but even with all the others, A, B, C, D, E, F, they are all really interesting and fun versions of playing as Absorbing Man. So, like, certain things have to happen for him to absorb something and turn into that power. So, when they're on the sideline, and then the main one, the A version, they can turn into him at the beginning of any turn, any of the other ones, because it's all the sideline active abilities that you're looking at. And they're just solid. I'm not going to go through everything because like they all turn into the different versions in different ways. They all have decent stats pretty much throughout their dials and interesting powers. But yeah, a lot of fun. I opened 6 packs so far, and I only got one. It was the gamma infused one. That's what I got so far. And I mean, I could just play him at 75 by himself. He gets rid of Safeguard Outwit and Protected Outwit. What more could you want from a common figure? So, yeah, really like that way of playing with Absorbing Man. So let's move on to the uncommons. Uh, let's go. Which ones do I have? Just got to look at the list. Okay, we'll go with my third favorite uncommon. Is going to be Steve Rogers. 25 points. He himself, he just sidestep, 9 attack, not great, close combat, combat reflexes, and 1 damage with perplex. So he's just going to be helping out with perplex, maybe some range with the shield team ability. I mean, he could get to a 10 attack with the Avengers, but I mean, he's got 1 damage. Unless you give him something else, give him some other powers, he's not going to be doing much. But the real thing is Captain America's Hotline. This trait once per turn for all characters with this trait. When a standard friendly character is KO'd, after resolutions, you may replace Steve Rogers with a character named Captain America of 60 points or less on its last non-KO click, then roll a d6 and heal that Captain America equal to half the result. It's just, I mean, thematically, I mean, I haven't read the comics, but listening to Scott Porter's unboxings and this going by what the comics were for this is awesome. So being able to bring in, like, you could have several different versions of Captain America on the sideline and have them come in. Yes, somebody on your team has to get KO'd, but yeah, just replacing him with a good good Captain America, and you can have multiple versions on the sideline, and that's awesome. Doesn't count if they keep KO him though, so keep Steve Rogers alive until you can do that. But I mean, it does require you losing a figure, so it's still, I like it. It's fun. Then I'm gonna have to go to D Cell. Uh, like the uncommons were actually really hard to choose from. I like a lot of the uncommons in this set. Like even Quicksand. Quicksand was way up there. Maybe she should be on the list. Maybe she should be number 3. Anyway, D Cell, my number 2. I like these unstoppables. D Cells is a unique modifier. When an opposing character makes a ranged attack, modify their attack -2 if they're targeting a friendly character with the brute keyword. So you put her on a brute team, and you're decently protected from ranged attacks. I mean, that's just map wide. All of your brutes get that buff to range attacks, which is usually the weakness of brutes. It's like they get shot before they can get up close and start doing damage. So, yeah, that's awesome for her. And at 55 or 25 points. Then she has this special attack incapacitate. When she attacks, hit characters have a maximum speed value of 3 until your next turn. Pretty cool. Not, stellar amazing. It's just decent. But that trait, where it's at for a brute team. And she is a solid candidate for the +1 longsword because her damage is only a 1. So get that blades, get that close combat expert. Even though she is kind of a ranged character as well. So anyway, I really like her. And my favorite uncommon in the set is Hazmat, and it was really hard to choose between the two. I wasn't going to put both of them on there, but I decided to go with the B version. And I'll read her. She's really awesome. First trait. Oh, kid got hurt. Mama's with him. Traded poison and safeguard poison, which is awesome. When Hazmat uses poison, characters she hit this turn are considered adjacent to her. So if she has a 4 range, she could hit somebody 4 away from her and then use poison if she can still, and they are considered adjacent to her. Not going to be penetrating unless you can somehow give her penetrating or like put them in fire, smoke, terrain, or whatever, and have a character that does that, like blackout or something like that. But then she has this other trait, energy shield deflection, which from range is going to pop her up to a 20 defense on top click. When Hazmat is dealt damage from an opposing attack, after resolutions, deal 1 penetrating damage to all adjacent opposing characters. So it's like Mystics, but to everybody that she's around, or that's around her. So you really want to get her up in a big group's faces. So, like if you're playing Silver, I would give her the Venom, the symbiotes, give her plasticity, or take one of the symbiotes and get them killed to give her plasticity. And she's got pulse wave too, so she gets up, locks them down. They don't want to attack her because if they do, she's like doing penetrating damage to everybody around her. But they need to because otherwise she's just going to start pulse waving. And yeah, I like this Hazmat. 75 points. Yeah, I think it's still worth it, at least for a very fun game. They're going to have to outwit her and hit her for some big damage and take a couple hits if you want to take her down. All right. Now let's move on to rares. What are my rares? There is that one. Okay. I think that one. My third favorite. Oh man, it's tough. My top three. Yeah, we'll just go with this one. My third favorite is going to be Rhino, just because of how well he fits with the Sinister Syndicate. He is awesome. He gives them all charge, and he has charge. And if you play him at top, he's got charge and flurry, 19 defense, invincible. It's just, and he's got super strength on that special attack. If he destroys one or more pieces of blocking terrain this turn, modifies damage +1. So he could be flurrying for 4 damage. Friendly character uses charge modifiers. So, and he's charging 6. If he's at top click, if he's at click number 1, he can charge 6 squares, flurry for 4 damage without any other modifiers, just him himself. It's awesome. And giving charge to all the other characters that have the Sinister Syndicate team ability. It's just a great figure, especially for Sinister Syndicate. He was tough to take down. I did manage to take him down in sealed, but he was tough. Okay, the next we will say is Debris. She's a candidate for top as well. Now, rares, it was weird. I liked and I was excited about more of the uncommons than I was about the rares. So like these rares are like the top rares, and they were like pretty solid. There were a bunch of rares that I was like, maybe not, but there were a bunch of uncommons that I'm like, I like this figure. I want it to be in my top. But so these ones for the rares are definitely the top for me. Debris, traded toughness with power, generate 2 debris markers into clear squares within range and line of fire. And those don't like go away like it does with smoke terrain or whatever it is. They stay out. Then this special attack power she has, her whole dial, telekinesis, free, choose up to 4 debris markers within range and line of fire. For each chosen marker, deal an opposing character occupying or adjacent to that marker 1 damage. So anybody that has any damage reducers, this isn't really going to matter all that much because it's dealing 1 damage each time. So not a huge deal. But for those characters, those Spider-Man characters, ones that roll out like crazy, have super high defenses, and then better than a 50-50 chance of rolling it out or whatever it is. This is a way that she's not making attack, she's just dealing the damage, like with poison or whatever it is. She can't do it while moving, so she has to like get TK'd or like be there. Create 2 debris and then free, deal 2 damage. If you can get more debris markers around in other ways, like it'd be awesome. And that's why she's unique, I think, because you don't want to let that happen with too many of these characters. And she's also really solid just support. She's got the enhancement. She's 35 points. 35 points to be able to do that, I will take her. She's got celebrity, soldier. New warriors isn't a huge keyword, but Avengers is always a great keyword. But my top rare is actually the equipment, the destroyer armor. I really like this. Now, this is the first equipment like this that we have gotten that can increase the stat for defense. We've seen speed. We've only seen speed before, right? Yeah. This one does defense. So for 15 points, you can either give a character plasticity with toughness or toughness with close combat expert and a +1 to defense, or +2 defense, invulnerability, and giant size. So they get that willpower. So many characters could, I think, make really good use of this because of its versatility and how many characters will be able to take real good use of this. That's why it's at the top of my rares. I did pull this one. I did get this one already, so I'm really glad about that. And I got debris. I already made most of this list. I think the only part of the list that I hadn't made before our pre-release was the legacies. But so these were already on my list. Okay, moving on to super rares. Let's find them. There's one of them. Okay, yeah, we're going here. This one I played against Tooth Gnasher. It's the 35A. I would say 35B is also, it does enough of the basically same stuff that I can include them together. Like, they're both really awesome. But we'll just go over Tooth Gnasher. This trait of driven to Jotunheim, move with 2 passengers, have speed, then move. Tooth Gnasher carries a character with the Asgardian keyword. This turn, that character can be given a costed action as if they weren't carried. If the B, Tooth Grinder, was also carried during this action after resolution, to remove an action token from one of the carried characters. I think it would be fun to have both of them played at the same time. And then free destroy an adjacent terrain marker. It's just something that it can do. But it could be very useful at times. There's some terrain markers out there that are very annoying. But it's almost just like having TK, but it's placement. So he can only move 4 because his movement's 8 and it's cut in half. So he can only move 4. But like if he was carrying somebody that was behind him and then placed in front of him, that person is then moved like 6, and then they can go do their thing if they're Asgardian. And he's not a bad attacker himself. He got an 11 attack with super strength. He's got enhancement for those kinds of, like, if he carries a Thor and then Thor has flight, so Thor could then carry Tooth Gnasher for a range attack and get plus to his damage. And it has Lord of Goats, this defense power, stop, regen, so reduced regeneration on the stop click. When this click is revealed, you may choose an adjacent friendly character. If you do, KO Tooth Gnasher and heal the chosen character 3 clicks and remove any action tokens from them. So yeah, I think it's a solid 50 points and super fun to play with. That would be awesome. Next, we will go to Aero. Yeah, Aero. This one I did pull, and again, on the list before I pulled her. Agents of Atlas, Mystical, Scientists, Spies. So those are 3 really good generic keywords. She's got 2 awesome traits. Let's read them. Architect of the Sky, Force Blast. Force Blast does free, but only to target a character that was targeted with Perplex this turn. I forgot to use that the entire game, all 3 of my games the other night. I gotta remember that. She has so many things that she does. I just keep forgetting. And when Aero uses Force Blast, she may choose the direction of the Force Blast. Most of the time I was perplexing up my own guys with her, but I did do it with the opponents a few times. And then I could have moved them around and I wasn't even thinking about it. Aerokinesis, Passenger 2, love that. Free, move a friendly character within range that can use flight or shares a keyword with Aero 1 square. They automatically break away. Just give your characters extra movement. I was using that quite a bit. It did help quite a bit. She is a solid piece. And then her special damage she has on the top 2 clicks is Perplex and Probability Control. For 45 points, that's a lot. A lot of great support. She's got TK herself, so she can TK, move them an extra 1, and then they can go do whatever they want. And she can Perplex up their attack or whatever it is. It's just, yeah, I like her. She's awesome. You just hope if somebody's doing like 4 damage, hopefully you roll your super senses. She doesn't have much defensively except for the super senses. But if you give her destroyer armor, or put her on a team with Tony Stark, we're going to talk about him later. Just to tease you going forward a little bit. Put Tony Stark on the team and might help her out a bit. Yeah, but my top super rare is going to be Cinder, I think. Don't have this one. Saw it, and Scott pulled it. I think Cinder is pretty darn awesome. Traded poison. I always love traded poison. When Cinder uses it, characters occupying or adjacent to any fire markers are considered adjacent to her, so traded poison that can go out further. Cinder deals penetrating damage, and it's penetrating poison. Yeah. And all of her attacks are going to be penetrating damage. Like, she got 4 range. It could be a range or close attack. When she takes damage after resolutions, deal 1 damage, going to be penetrating, to all opposing characters within 2 squares. So again, get her and Hazmat up in people's faces, and they are going to hate it. I would love to do that. And then for her at top point value, 80 points for the top 4 clicks, or just for the top click at 55 points. She's got the special attack, Blades, Claws, Fangs. When Cinder uses it, after resolutions, generate up to 4 smoke terrain markers in or adjacent to hit target square. At the beginning of your next turn, even if this is lost, deal 1 damage to each character occupying those markers, and then remove those markers. And that's going to be penetrating damage. So, yeah. Give her plasticity, get people to stay in those fire markers, and she can poison around. Yeah, I think she's awesome. I would love to get Cinder. I've got a few extra super rares of other stuff. Somebody wants an amazing mind control Hypno and has a Cinder. I will definitely want to trade that. I think that would be a good one. Do I have any other? Oh yeah, I have what's that skateboarding dude? Night Thrasher. Got an extra Night Thrasher. I don't think Night Thrasher is as good as Cinder, but if somebody wants it. But anyway, that was my super rares. Let's move on to the chases. And the chases, I like all of the chases. I would definitely play it with all of them. So it's kind of hard to make a top 3 for them too. But number 3, we're going with Magneto. Lots of great keywords. I'm going tons of great teams. Traded EM shielding, energy shield deflection, and mastermind. When Magneto hits, after resolutions, give each character that's equipped or holding a terrain marker or an action token. Handing out action tokens to characters that your opponents probably want to use because they're the ones that are equipped and holding stuff. Yeah, tie them up. Telekinesis as free. Well, this is like what? Top 2 clicks on either starting line. Telekinesis is free, but only to choose a character with a Brotherhood of Mutants keyword or a terrain marker. So can free attack with some terrain, which is great by itself. And he has the Brotherhood. He could TK himself for free, so he could TK himself 4, and then at 100 points, running shot 4 with a range of 6. It's like full map reach. He's got like full map reach, and he destroys blocking, or 1 blocking, of course, when he's targeting. So yeah, that by itself is awesome. Then he's got a trait, damage power on his top 2 clicks at 100 points, and then in the middle at 60 points, which is leadership. When Magneto uses it and succeeds this turn, he can use mind control as free. free mind control. Yeah. It's like, oh, first turn, or like, go past second turn, get my leadership. Great. I'm gonna full map reach, do an attack on, get target 2 characters, do 4 damage, however you want to do that, and then mind control for 2 characters for free. He's really good. I would love to have this Magneto play with him. Next, we're gonna go with Tony Stark. I did pull Tony Stark in sealed. So, but also, again, before I pulled him, he was in my top 3. This awesome. He's 60 points, and you look at his stats. He doesn't have anything beyond 1 damage until his last click. So you're like, what? 60 points? What are we doing here? But just read it. Stark Industries trait. When establishing themed teams, friendly characters with the scientist keyword gain the Stark Industries keyword. It's keyword bending, and there are a lot of great scientists out there, and there's some good Stark Industries as well. Colonel Rhodes. Friendly characters with the Stark Industries keyword reduce damage by 1 in addition to any other effects that reduce damage. So if you got invulnerability, impervious, or invincible, you're reducing 3 damage. Toughness now reduces 2. If you don't have anything, you now reduce 1. So, well, any scientist. And scientists are the ones that really need it a lot of the times, because a lot of times they don't have damage reducers. Oh, yeah. Love it. And then for his main first 4 clicks on his defense, he's got armor delivery system, energy shield deflection, and willpower. And you're going to want to roll that willpower as much as possible, because you want to do this power action that he has. Generate a blocking terrain marker adjacent to a friendly character with the Stark Industries keyword, which is all the scientists as well now. Until your next turn, that character can use Force Blast. So they're going to be knocking back if they attack and stuff. They got Impervious, which is then going to reduce 3, maybe reduce all, and has a minimum range of 4. Yeah, I can't not like any of that. Yeah, he is awesome. And then on his last click, he's got this special damage to stop and range combat expert. And with that, he's doing, running shot, pen psi, 4 damage, 12 attack. Yeah. I think it's worth it for 60 points. I think he's going to be super fun. Definitely going to be building a team with him. Maybe a one awesome clicks team, but I'd have to see how many good Stark Industries and scientists fit into Pulp to go with it. But yeah. Now we'll move on to my top chase. And that's going to have to be Captain America. He's just really awesome. Let's just read him. And he's 65 points. Keep that in mind when you're reading him and looking at his stats. The Colosseum. Oh, he doesn't have Avengers. Oh, it's a Battle World one. Battle World, other warbound animal. Ooh, he'd be good on an animal team. Soldier and warrior. Oh, so many good keywords too. Doesn't need Avengers. At the beginning of the game, generate an arena marker 4 squares away from all map edges. So kind of in the middle. Then destroy all blocking terrain within 2 squares of the arena marker. Within 2 squares. So that's going to be like a 3 by 3 thing. So it's like 9 squares. I'm doing that. If it's 2 squares away. Oh, 2 squares away. So no, that's like 5 by 5. That's a big arena. Okay. Characters score 10 victory points when they KO a character within 2 squares of the arena marker. Characters not within 2 squares of the arena marker modify attack and damage -2 when attacking characters within 2 squares of the arena marker. Protected pulse wave. It's so good. Like, you use that, and if you get some good close combat on this team, and he himself is an amazing close combat, you get them in that arena, and you're like, okay, -2 damage whenever you're attacking me if you want to stay outside of there. Yeah, he is that that trait by itself, I think, is worth 65 points. It's so good. He can be healing up because he's got the Minions of Doom team ability. He's got special movement. He only has it at the top, in the middle, and on his last click. Charge, flurry, close is free, but only if Captain America is within 2 squares of the arena marker. So that's so many attacks. Like, he by himself can make so many attacks. And then on the middle click and his last click, he's got special defense. Stop, mastermind. When this click is first revealed, after resolutions, generate a devil dinosaur. Max 1. And the devil dinosaur has a 12 attack with blades, but you don't need the blades because he's got 4 damage and he's a giant. He's got impervious. Oh my gosh, this Captain America is so crazy. Yeah, if I can get him, I would be so happy, and I would probably play him so much. The only thing I can think of that you could really do against him and his team, if like you want to stay outside, sure, try to stay outside and draw them out, maybe. But if you can stay outside of that arena with decent, like high enough attacks that the -2 won't matter so much, but have precision strike. So, like, even if your damage goes low, if it's to a 1, you're gonna ping him for 1 with the precision strike. So even if they have damage reducers. I mean, this Captain America, he himself does not have damage reducer. He doesn't have a damage reducer, but he has the mastermind. And he can mastermind onto Devil Dinosaur, who can then possibly reduce it to 0. But still, what you would want to do against him is kill Captain America first. Because if that trait goes away, then the Colosseum is, it doesn't matter anymore. Because his trait is no longer on the map. Oh, but he's going to be tough to kill. 2 stop clicks. And he's got the rest of his team running interference. It's just such a good character. Okay. Finally, let's move on to legacy cards. There are 10 of them, I think. I like a lot of them. But let's go see my top 3. Okay, we'll go for my top 3. Top 1's probably not going to surprise anybody. But let's go first with Maestro. I think Maestro is flipping awesome. He's a really cool sculpt, and he was good back, like for an uncommon back in his day. He was solid. Traded isospheres when Maestro KOs an opposing character after resolutions. Heal him 1 or 2 clicks until the end of your next turn. He can use cosmic energy, which is awesome. He's got a lot of great keywords too. Batteries are running low, so if I get cut off, I'll replace the battery and come back. Then he's got this. Let's go to his movement special. his top 4 clicks at 70, or just his top click at 50. Phasing teleport, when Maestro uses it after resolutions, he may make a close attack. Full movement charge through whatever he wants. It's awesome. And 4 damage. Yeah, he's pretty sweet. Like he can be scary opening attack. Then on his last 3 clicks, he's got a special attack power. Now be thankful this is not matching up with that movement power, but yeah, if he gets to it, it's still dangerous. Maestro deals penetrating damage. When Maestro attacks one or more characters that were damaged this turn, so if he's following up other attacks, modify his attack and damage +1. This is for 70 or 50 points. He is awesome. Definitely going to play him. I don't have the legacy card. I got Hercules legacy cards so far, but I might just, proxy in the legacy card at venues that will let me, just to have fun playing with him. I'm looking to see if I have extras. I know I at least have 1 Maestro. Looking to see if I have any others. Next is, love this one, Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk. This is a fun one. Initially, this character was kind of disappointing, so I'm glad that they are doing him justice now. Lots of great keywords as well. Now he's got like a special pilot trait. When revealing your force, you may choose up to 4 single-base characters on your side behind that share a keyword with Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk, and turn them each to any click. It's 4 characters. At the beginning of your turn, choose attack or damage. Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk can use the standard powers of that type displayed on the chosen character's dials on your sideline until you choose again. So he gets 4 powers. Where was I? Had to take a little break there. Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk. So you get to choose 4 powers from these characters, attack or damage powers. It's just a lot of versatility there. A lot of versatility. And they just have to share a keyword with him. Symbiote, Thunderbolts, Animal, Brute, Monster, Mystical, Soldier. Lots of great keywords. Wow. Okay, and then he has a special attack. So I don't know why anybody would ever play him at 200 points. I would just say play him at 125 all the time, because then he'll have hypersonic speed and this special attack. I mean, the only reason I guess you'd want to is because he's got invincible at top at 200 points. Anyway, special attack is poison. When Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk uses it, if he hit this turn, he still deals damage if he was moved or placed this turn. So hypersonic, deals some damage. He ignores characters and elevation for movement, and then make the hit and plop him right there. I mean, he's got hypersonic speed, and he could take what powers could he take that would help him make sure he hits? The combat experts, range combat expert, close combat expert. He could do either one because he's doing. Oh, but he has 0 range. So yeah, just get close combat expert. Take that from somebody. Oh, he's got brute, so you could give him the +1 longsword for free, and then take other powers. He's just really good. And he's got a decent attack and 4 damage there. He only has 1 target, so if you're gonna try to do the poison on somebody, make sure it's somebody you're pretty sure he's gonna hit. Try to make sure you're doing that, or use what is it? That one-shot rivalry. I don't have it. I didn't get that that thing that it came in. But he's got a lot of keywords that are probably going to show up that you could use rivalry with. Okay, so after he has that special attack power, he just has regular poison, but he also has flurry along with that. And he has this special damage for 4 clicks towards the end of his dial. Stop. 4 stop clicks, which is not as bad as it sounds if we keep reading. Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk can't heal, so thankfully for that. When this click is revealed, Spirit of Red Vengeance Red Hulk may generate one of the characters chosen for his pilot trait on its last non-KO click. This game, the generated character can't heal or be replaced, and if it would take damage, instead remove it from the game without scoring it and deal Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk 1 unavoidable damage. So he gets to his first one, you pop somebody off, he's still got 3 characters he's choosing powers from. If they get KO'd, he takes the damage is what he's going to take another damage getting to the next one, which will trigger the next person to pop off until he's dead. So, but if they attack him instead of the character that he generates from the sideline, those generated characters, you're just going to stay there and you'll have four new characters to deal with on their last clicks, but they could be crazy. Okay, yeah, you could use the ultimate Hulk. He is crazy on his last click. He doesn't have a range, thank goodness, or else he would be super nuts. But yeah, I like this Spirit of Vengeance Red Hulk. Definitely would like to get the legacy card for him. I do have the figure. It was a gift a long time ago. And then my favorite, probably a lot of people's favorite, I don't have the figure though. I was not playing at the time. Green Scar. This guy is nuts for 75 points. Warbrand Brute, Ruler Warrior, so great keyword. I mean, Brute, Ruler Warrior, great keywords. Traded Gladiator Pits, free, make an attack, but only to target an opposing character that Green Scar missed this turn or that damaged Green Scar since your last turn. So that's great. Free attacks are great, whatever it is that triggered it. And he's got this special movement on his top 4 clicks. And he's got Flurry. If you can... Defensively, he's not crazy. Dude, I would love to give him the Destroyer armor just to get his defenses better and give him that willpower. Of course, then he could get shot at easier. Anyway. Okay, so his special movement. Leap Climb. When Green Scar moves 5 squares or less, doesn't matter how he moves, it doesn't necessarily have to be from this power, from using Leap Climb or whatever. He can move for whatever reason. After resolutions, he may make an attack. Green Scar modifies attack and damage +1 for each piece of blocking terrain he destroyed this turn. So if you can put out some blocking for him to destroy, like barrier 3, and he destroys 3 of them as he's going, that could be nuts. Then I'm thinking of just the Aero from the set, making people move. She doesn't share a keyword with him, but if you make him fly, she could make him move 1 square, and then he could make an attack. And if he misses, he can do a free make an attack. Oh, he's got that in his top 4 clicks. Yeah, you want to get him past that movement power as quickly as possible if you're going up against him. He's got 4 special defense powers in the middle of his dial. Combat reflexes, impervious, and he can reduce penetrating damage, and that is protected from pulse outwit and pulse wave. Yeah, you want to be careful when you're doing damage to him at the top. You don't want to get him onto that 4. So you don't want to start out doing 3 penetrating damage to him, because then he'd just go right there and he's gonna go nuts with 12 attack and all that nuts, and its exploit weakness. Yeah, you want to hit him for maybe 4 regular damage first, get him to click 3, and then deal him some more penetrating damage to get him to where he can't do that special movement. Whew! But he's good. He's good. He can really dish it out, man. Yeah, it's nuts. So what do you guys think? What do you think of my lists? My top 3 for each rarity. Uh, what? Where do you differ? Did I interpret any of their abilities or powers wrong? Let me know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Don't forget, if we get to 100 subscribers, I'll be doing giveaways for Trigon and Raven and the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Christmas calendar. Christmas calendar. Yeah, I got an extra one of those. So we'll do giveaways for those when I get to 100 subscribers. But yeah, what are your top 3s? Where do you differ? Which and why? Which characters? There are a lot of good characters in this set. I was surprised at how much I am enjoying these pieces. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. Hope that I gave you a nice fix for your clicks addiction, just like I have. And we'll see you next time. Bye.